I dreamt I was in art school. The final weeks of the semester, the last semester, I think. It was very chaotic, and Sylvia was teaching the class, and all she had to say was, "Please bring it to me. Please show it to me," which just seems so much like a fizzling end. There wasn't going to be any sort of like official meeting or final class. We just had to at some point, wheel in our final project if we wanted to, which just seemed like such a ripoff. And then there were a couple other people in another classroom, and it was just total chaos, people talking, and it was sort of like one of those high school movies in the classroom where it's total chaos when the teacher is absent. And someone started to go off on a rant about how these classes were so much easier now, that once upon a time it used to be that the advanced classes were really difficult, and now they just sort of moved people in and out of them like cattle, and it was so easy. I started to wander the school, feeling more and more disillusioned, and I stumbled upon this small office, and there's this girl working there who looked a little bit like Julie Christie, and also like this one Star Trek extra character, the woman who contracts the aging disease from some planet, and she just gets older and older and hard of hearing and feels cold all the time, and she ends up dying, just withering away. And she was in the office, and at first I thought she was tending a baby, but then it became a sort of goat dog that was running around the office without a leash. And I had recognized her from one of my earliest classes, but she'd gotten sidetracked and now just was an office worker and maybe a theater major, which is always something to be careful of. And then her manager, her boss, stumbled in and was concerned about the goat dog running amok. And I can't remember what I said to her, but I was so disappointed that she had left the art program and was now just kind of in this office. So I left, not completely, shutting the door, and wandered down the halls, and it seemed like all the first year students were flooding in the doors into the school, and there was all this attention being paid to them, and there were like art collectors and critics coming through in groups. There was a group of like 6 or 7 lesbian power lesbians that were making the rounds and approving or disapproving of the student work they saw. And yet I knew that I didn't have any work anywhere up in the whole building, nor did anyone else in my class, I think, the senior students. And I was upset about that, and then I saw that there was this huge installation project with a Betty Davis X photo booth, and students were just laughing and giggling as they went through these blue photo booth curtains and were having naked pictures taken of themselves for giggles. And then I sort of found myself on a lower level that was kind of a wide, sort of like the steps leading up from the basement level in the art and architecture building if you're going back up to the photo department. Wide, flat steps, very gradual steps. And I was just sobbing and just starting to like sob and cry out loud so that anyone could hear me that this is a terrible art school. It's a terrible program. So all I could think about is that I just felt we were all adrift and we weren't even going to have a show and we were graduating, and it was just, there was no interest whatsoever in what we were making and showing. And it was as if we'd all missed the boat. And the focus was all on the new and up and coming people, and it was already too late for us.